how's the fall gone for you so far?
It's been good. Glad to be back out here with all my teammates. After the College World Series, kind of going all our separate ways, and then making it back to campus without some of our players from last year, but making new friends with the freshmen, JUCO guys. It's been fun, and we've been getting after it.
How do you kind of get those newcomers up to the Mississippi State practice standard? I mean, they're not used to your way of doing things. So as a veteran, how do you get them there?
Just try to give them as much advice as I can. Just kind of show them the ropes. All of us new guys, or all of us old guys, try to just tell them from our experience what we expect, not just as players, but what the coaches expect, what the fans expect from us. So, and they all bought in from the first day, and it's been fun to watch.
What's that dynamic been like? Because, like you mentioned, you lost some guys, but you're bringing back a lot of veterans on this team, and then you got those young guys, talented young guys coming in. Just what's that been like, kind of mixing the two?
It's always hard at the beginning of the fall, but I feel like now we've all gelled together pretty good. We lost some key players from last year: Rowdy, TA, Bednar, Preston, Eric. We lost a bunch. Can never replace those guys. You just have to rebuild, and other guys have to step up. And right now, I think some guys have done that, and just hopefully once the spring comes around, we can continue to do that.
You talked about your expectations for the team. Have your own expectations changed?
Nothing's changed. That's the goal every single year. We're trying to go back and do it again. It's going to be a long road. It's going to be hard, of course, just like last year. But that's our goal every single year, and hopefully we can achieve it.
You were put in a little different situation last year whenever you got moved over to first base, and by the end of the year, you're really reliable. As part of the team right there, got the last out of the College World Series. How well did you feel like you performed under those circumstances, and how comfortable do you feel right now?
I feel comfortable. Last year at the beginning, I was a little nervous over there. Hadn't really played it since I was a little kid, but just doing whatever I can to help the team is how I go about it. And I had the chance last year to move over to first and do that. I'm glad that I performed well, and just hopefully in the future I can continue to perform well over there.
So after you caught the baseball from Cam, you put it in your pocket. So what did you do with it? Where is it? And maybe explain why you felt that was important.
Well, I just I'd already thought about it, and I was going to put it in my back pocket. Gave it to Coach Mullins. I think he deserved it. This fan base deserves it. This university deserves it. A bunch of people have asked me, did you keep the ball? I'm like, no, I gave it to the coach right after. I just think that's what needed to be done, and after this university, I think it's a huge deal.
What was that moment like?
Oh, it was awesome. I handed it to him, he gave me a big old hug and said, thank you, Luke.
You know where it is? In the office?
I have no idea where it is now. I'm sure it's over in the coach's office or somewhere on campus.
You're a guy, though, that grew up a Mississippi State guy. You know, a lot of guys come here because it's the best opportunity they had. This is what you always dreamed of. So to be part of the first team, to actually do it, you know, Clark and Palmero did, and those guys didn't, but Hancock did. So what does that mean?
Well, I don't think just Hancock did. I think everybody that come before me laid stepping stones for us to achieve that goal. But it's a huge deal for me. Just being from 30 minutes away, being from Houston, and just coming down here to Starkville is what I always wanted to do, and just lucky to have the opportunity to be here.
I know you had a few options in the draft this year, decided to come back. What kind of feedback did you get from anybody, and why did you decide to return?
It was good. I just thought for my development, thought it was the best thing for me to come back to school, get my degree. I'm going to graduate in the spring, and I just thought for me personally that was what I needed to do, and just for down the road, I wasn't just trying to think about the short term, I want to think about the long term, and I think I made the right decision.
How quickly was it awesome you guys turn the page from celebrating the title and then switching over to hey,
I feel like for most of us, it was a week after we started thinking about this year. And then the first day of fall, I mean, we didn't ever talk about it. Coach never mentioned it, and we just got to work. I mean, he has said that that's always the goal, and that's what the goal is. But we turned the page, and just looking forward to this year.
Do you feel like the junior class, or at least the third-year class, will be able to and do you feel like that's the team?
I think so, but we have a bunch of good young guys. Some sophomores. Kellen, he really took off last year, late in the year, and he's going to be a huge part of this team.
What's one or two things this fall that you specifically trying to work on?
Just trying to get my arm back to where it was before I had surgery on it, and I think it's getting back to where I want it to be, and then of course hitting wise, always trying to improve hitting, and I think I've done that, just trying to stay within myself, not trying to do too much, and I think I've done that.
Oh, it's early on, but which freshman kind of stood out to you to this point?
We got Hunter Hines. He's going to be really good for us. Slade Alford has been playing infield really well for us. Jack Walker on the pitching side, Pico Khan. I mean, I can name all of them. They've all done really well, but I think those people that I just named, they've stood out to me the most. But the entire freshman class is really good.
How has the fall gone for you? And this year, you kind of expecting to be in a similar role, or are you trying to elevate yourself to be a starter for this team on weekends and whatnot?
Yeah, man, the fall's been good. Not only on the field, but off the field. We got the camaraderie from the guys is actually another level from last year. As far as my role goes, planning to hopefully be a starter, try to be a huge part of this team, but at the same time, getting out there is getting out there, and whatever helps the team.
How confident are you that you'll be able? We've seen you do it on the big stage, tossing even like 5 innings against Vandy in the championship series. You were capable, but how confident are you in yourself to be a weekend starter for an SEC program like this?
I'm confident I can do it, but also I'm confident that there's 10 other guys on this team that can do it. So it's just honestly who can do the job the best and who can go and give the team the best opportunity to win games.
I know in the summer and fall, pitchers a lot of times kind of tinker a little bit, maybe add a pitch or maybe change your grip or something. Is there anything specific that you're working on?
Right now it's just, as last year, what we talked about last year is getting in the relieving role, only throwing 2 pitches, you just don't have time to incorporate that third and fourth maybe. Right now it's just really incorporating that third and fourth, getting it where I can use it in any count at any time. Curveball and change one.
How did we talk?
Finally getting back to the route.
Is there anything you do to switch out your arm a little bit so you can work longer?
Really just long toss. I love long toss. That's very crucial to my throwing program. Every guy's different, so we just kind of find out
What has Foxhall kind of said with you? Has he kind of established like a program with you to get you ready, and how instrumental has he been in your process of developing this summer?
We all know Fox. He's very supportive, very hands-on. Everything you need, he's there. Really sitting down with him and just getting on a program, getting on a routine has really helped. Especially as you try to get into a starting role, you want to get in a routine and get that arm ready to do this on certain days, and it's been really nice. So.
How much pitching in College World Series and being successful like you were, how does that help your confidence going into this year?
It's amazing. Like we said last year, that was just a God thing, how we got to be there, and it was a blessing to be out on that stage. And thing where you belong, we all belong here, and it's just having that mindset of I'm just as good as you are until you prove me wrong, and because everybody here is good. So you just got to have that confidence and go out there and do your best.
How quickly do you guys turn the page and stop the championship to kind of start the next thing?
I want to say it was pretty quick, but it was not at all either, because I think really for some guys, and especially me, it really hasn't sink in that we won the national championship. But at the same time, you got to get right back to work because it's another year rolling around. And when we got back, then we still had guys, preparing for the draft and for summer ball and getting ready for this season. So we kind of all just spread out and went our own separate ways. So it was pretty quick.
Will it ever sink in that you won?
I think in about 2 weeks when we get that ring, I think it'll really set in.
Now, obviously, you've only had a couple of showings in the scrimmages. I know you've done your bullpen. So, what have you seen from some of these new catchers that are coming in? Who's kind of stood out to you?
Of course, we have Gray Band coming in. He's a true freshman. He's been swinging the stick really good. He throws really good. His framing, is what you expect from a freshman. Just needs a little polishing, but it's going to be really good one day.
How does it feel to be back on the practice field knowing you've got that accomplished?
It feels awesome. You kind of grow up just hoping to win a national championship. That's the goal when you come here, knowing that it's never been done. So just to be back out here, we're just working hard to try to do it again.
I know you were draft eligible. What made you want to come back?
Well, just my class, my teammates. I enjoyed playing here last year, and just kind of that grind, trying to get back to Omaha for the national championship, win another one. Some of my best friends, Logan, Landon, Drew McGowan, other guys. Those are just guys I want to play with another year.
Has there been any particular focus for you this offseason you're working on?
Oh, probably just to get more consistent at the plate, more consistent as a defender. I think last year I kind of had some really high points and had some really low points too. So I think to just try to become a more consistent player and just kind of play the same way every single day.
Is that just reps? How do you do it?
Yeah, it's just kind of reps and just kind of building confidence. Just coming out here working hard every day, just kind of controlling what I can control.
Cam, what have you seen from Slade Alford so far at third base?
Yeah, he's a really, really good defender. I think he's kind of shocked a lot of us. Kind of getting to see him play over there every day. I'm impressed. Also at the plate, he's got a lot of power. I think he's going to be a really good player here.
Down the stretch, you were really good defensively. I mean, it's like you didn't make an error in like the last 20 ball games. So, I mean, was it a matter of just getting comfortable, or just kind of explain maybe how things changed for you a little bit?
Confidence. That's really all it was. I kind of got down on myself a little bit after that tough stretch the first half of the year, moving positions, making some errors here and there. I think just confidence all it was. Started believing in myself a little bit more, kind of saying, you know what, who cares? I know I'm good enough to be out here. I'm just gonna go out there and play how I can play. I think that's really a turning point for me last year, and just allowed me to play a lot better.
Thanks, Cam.